Hello there. This is Ron Wills coming at you with yet another video. Yeah, I'm just going to just flow today. I didn't really have like a preset subject, but I'm going to talk about perceptions of the game. And the reason why I'm going to talk about perceptions is I had an interesting conversation the other day. I was talking with this cat, and this is a real true to the game player. This ain't one of those dudes who, try to talk a bunch of stuff. I mean, you can see the women going crazy over this dude. Like, they just handed him the poo. And, I don't really get to have conversations like that because I'm going to be honest. Most of the men that I have, like, conversations with on different levels, whether it's coaching or, maybe interacting with them on social media or just observing them, they don't have it like that. They don't have it like that. And, one of the things I talk about in my books is that whole concept of select men and non select men. And, the funny thing is that the divide between the two isn't necessarily about physical appearance or even money or, even that thing called game or what people think to be game. But it's just perception on how they see things. And see, that's when when I talk with somebody, I just let them talk. And there's certain things that a dude who I know is getting play, a Mr. Goodbar type, I know by some of the things he's going to say, certain words that's like trigger words. And I was like, oh, okay, he a good bar. And then some other words some dude's going to say, and I was like, oh, okay, he a nice guy. All right, yeah, this guy, he a trick. All I had to do was just sit and listen to him. That's one thing I learned just going through life. Best way to learn stuff about people and get information about them is to shut up. I mean, in fact, give you a little story. Back when I was, shall we say, in a different life, I attended a seminar with this negotiator, and he was saying, the two biggest words in negotiation are "huh" and "what." And I just laugh because the best way to find out stuff is just to let people talk. Just act a little stupid. I mean, I've had people tell me some stuff that I've known since I was like 5 years old and stuff, but I'm listening to it like it's the first time I'm hearing it. So as a result, I get to hear everything, and just that perception between just the two, just the two camps. The non-select guys, they getting on there. They're saying, "Wow, these women are mean," and they don't like nice guys, and they just chasing thugs or pretty boys or players. And especially if they're in America, it's like, man, we gotta go out of the country to find a woman that likes us. And everything's a struggle. Even when these guys get in relationships, it's a struggle. It was like, why she do that? Why she do that? Why she rationing sex? But then, you talk to the select dude, that whole perception is different. He's like, damn, man, I got about these 5 women chasing me down, man. I don't even have time for a brother just trying to chill. It's something like that. It's like it's really amazing because in many cases the two groups don't really interact because even when many non-select men see a guy and they think he's getting some play, he might not be select because a lot of times what they judging as getting some play or something is some guy just sometimes just talking to a woman, which don't mean anything. You got some cats out there who can just talk to a woman, but they ain't getting nothing. They just friendly, and they basically friend zone with several women, but they'll think, oh, he a play, he talking to her. Like, that's a bad perception. Meanwhile, they'll see another cat and they'll never see him with a woman, and they'll say, oh, he don't know anything, I don't never see him with a woman. But that be the dude doing that back door game. Once that man go out the front door, the husband or boyfriend, that dude coming through the back door. And I was gonna do a video on that like deeper aspect of the game, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't think a lot of dudes really want to hear it because they gonna be looking at their girl sideways because and I did a video on women having 5 men. One thing, women when they cheat, they are very good at it. They better at it than men because a woman will cheat in rhythm. You know, she won't do anything that'll give a man anything to suspect her about unless she deep down want him to catch her. So you got some women out there, they've been cheating for years, but I don't want to get too far into that. But in a way that still kind of ties in with that whole perception thing because the man who is select, he is seeing all of that. He's seeing the real game. And he's seeing the real deal. In fact, he's looking at a woman. He'd be like, yeah, she'll cheat, and yeah, her pussy no good. Yeah, she a undercover freak, and he'll start pointing out some stuff, and he's like, and the regular guy looking at her like, damn, well, how you seeing all this? She look like a good church going woman, and that dude to say something, and he'll find out later, and that's something I've done with a lot of dudes. They'll be hanging out with some woman or checking for some woman, and I'll say, dude, you better watch out for her, man. Shoot, as soon as you turn your back, she'll have somebody up in your crib. And they be like, nah, Ron, nah, she innocent, man. She all up in the church and stuff. And, she be dressing all conservative. And they be like, and then when they get busted, do some crazy stuff like walk in on that girl with some dude pounding her like crazy. And the dude look back at him talking about, oh, my bad. Then they be calling me up like, damn, Ron, how come I ain't listen? What you see? I say, dude, you paying for the biz. It's going to take a while to explain this. But it's just a perception, man. It's like, I give you a little thing about me. I spent part of my early life in a part of Washington, D.C., Anacostia, Southeast, around, shall we say, some disturbed individuals. In order to survive that environment as a young kid, and I wasn't one of those like thug little kids trying to fight all the time. I just wanted to watch my cartoons and play superhero like normal kids. But in order to survive that environment, I had to be able to like look at a person and read their ass. Some child molesters around there. I had to be able to take one look at some dude and say, all right, let me walk down this other way. Or shoot, even some of the women, man, you had to be able to look at them real quick. And that's something you find with a lot of dudes who like really in the game. They can really read people. Some true to the game street cats, because you have to be able to see through it, because that could be your life right there. So and I found that with a lot. In fact, there's a class element to that whole Mr. Goodbar thing that I talk about in my books. Most Mr. Goodbars, either they come from two places. Either extremely dysfunctional, poor environments or extremely rich environments. And there's some deep ass science behind that, which really is another video. It's some subconscious shit, and it's I've only seen the dynamics discussed in two places. It's out there. It's like one thing people have to understand, there's a lot of psychology, abnormal psychology, and observations about human nature that isn't taught in the medical schools, but the information is still out there. If you got to get into some deep stuff to even like find it. It's obscure, and in fact, just as an aside, and I'm put this out there real quick. There's a lot of knowledge out there that has been removed from the public sphere, like within the last 100 years. If you were to find a medical book or a medical journal from, I say 1920, it would have a lot of stuff that they took out of there. And somebody say, well, maybe they discovered something new. I say, no, that thing they discovered ain't gone away. They just dumbing down the population. There's a lot of stuff. A high school student back in the 20s probably was smarter than PhDs now, because they put stuff out, but now they dumbing down the population. So there's a lot of knowledge that's been suppressed. And one of the things is, well, I don't know about that little dynamic, that dynamic I was alluding to. And if somebody really dig deep in my books or whatever, I allude to it, especially in like sexual chemistry. I allude to it, and even in some of my blogs, I allude to it, but I don't call a name. Now, actually, I take that back. I think one blog I did, I can't remember the name of it. I just had to dig through my archives or something, or hit me up privately. I'll find it again. But it's some deep stuff. It's some deep stuff, and it really is a perception thing. It's how you seeing people. It's how you interacting. Because when you get the select and the non-select together, you really can't tell the difference. You can't. As far as like, if you get a man who's like a total nice guy, and then you get a guy who's like a total dog, in 98% of the cases, there's no difference in their looks. You know, you might see some slight differences in body build, but I've met some nice guys who they had decent body builds. No, but what it is how they perceiving everything, how they seeing everything, how they reading it. That good bar, his greatest gift is not like how good he look or whatever, but he can read a woman. You know, he's like, oh, okay, this what she doing. Let me push this button to get what I want out of this woman. But it's a different perception, and the nice guy never developed that perception, and there's a class dynamic there too, especially most nice guys and even guys I classify as mass men come from solid middle class backgrounds. Even lower middle class, but still middle class, where there was some type of discipline in the home. And like I said, there's a deepness there too, but that's when I had to go real deep, and then people had to understand some stuff, and then I got to explain one thing in order to explain another thing. Just accept that it's there, and it really, a lot of times, that's why you have situations even on social media where you have one group of men who are going in hard on women, and then another group of men who are defending women. And some of the guys who are going in hard, they calling the men defending them simps and whatnot, but it ain't so much they simps. I mean, they just have a different perception. They might not have gone through situations where women are treating them badly. So of course they're gonna perceive the women as alright. Because one of the things with that select non-select thing, the same woman is exercising a double standard. Like, she'll give that non-select dude some hell. She might even play games on him. Tell him, I ain't gonna do this for you. I ain't gonna cook for you. I ain't gonna suck that thing. And then she get that select dude, and she do the nasty. She could be a hardcore feminist, and she'll break out their cooking skills and be like serving up dude like breakfast, dinner, lunch, whatever, late night snack in a French maid outfit. Some of the freakier ones like to be tied up, but that's definitely another video. Man, I got some videos I need to put out there. You know what? I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna set up something. I'm just gonna put that shit on one website. I don't even want to deal with how I'm dealing with the stuff now. Put it on one website. Y'all pay. Y'all just watch. I'm just gonna upload stuff, and I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna be like a drug cartel like leader or something. Just work 2 or 3 times a year. Anyway, yo, I'm just talking some shit, y'all. I'm just talking. I just wanted to talk. Sometimes videos don't have to be that deep. That's why I ain't even bother showing. Doing some live stuff. Put a picture up. That's all y'all need. Just chill out. So, anyway, just kind of think about what I'm saying. Kind of rambled a little bit, but yo, I'm old, man. I'm tired. So, check out everything. Check out the website. Yada yada, all the good stuff. Anyway, so I'll holler at y'all folks later. Peace.